Good morning, my dear people of God, and welcome to the third Sunday of Advent, the Gaudate Sunday. Welcome also to today's edition of Homily Highlights. Our theme for today is Gaudate, our Advent joy. Gaudate is a Latin word meaning rejoice, because today the church wants us to break off from the characteristic sobriety of the Advent season and rejoice and express joy, even though we know that Advent is actually meant to be a very sober moment of preparation. But today, the church wants us to move away from gloom and to boom and beam with joys and happiness. And I dare ask why. It's like a situation whereby people are celebrating, gallivanting about, cascading about in joy, yet without any glimpse as to why they are happy. Imagine a situation where you come upon a woman who is rubbed with powder, rejoicing, dancing, and then you maybe inquire from the woman and he says it's coming from a place where they are celebrating about the birth of a child. And then eventually you ask the woman, what's the sex of the child? And then the woman looks askance and then tells you that she didn't get the time to even see the child, or even to know the sex of the child. That is actually the disposition of so many of us. Because so many of us, we know that the church wants us to rejoice today. But why? What is the content of that joy? What is the motive of the joy? It is when we understand the content of this Advent joy that we can even understand better the imperative and necessity. And that is the beacon of this small reflection. In the light of today's scriptural pericles, I want to highlight about 6 phases of this Advent joy, because it is important for us to express it, to make sure that as a form of our preparation for Christmas, that we express this joy. The first is, it is the joy of hope, certain hope, because it is hope, I often say it, that makes us cope. Hope is the elixir of life. Hope that the Lord is coming. Look at the hope that Isaiah gives to a crushed people in the first reading of today. And the situation of the Israelites in the first reading of today typifies the situation of Nigerians today. It is like there is no hope. So many youths are fast losing hope even in the possibility of this country. Everybody is now doing the japa of a thing. Everybody is sad, and it is like in Nigeria, there is no hope because people are smoldering under depression. There seems to be no bright star ahead. But the church is asking us today to be hopeful because the Lord is coming. Yes, the Lord will come at the end of the day, but even in Christmas season, He will come with more intensity. And as we hear in the first reading of today, Isaiah chapter 61, to give us a new lease of life, to break us from the captivity of sin, to give us a year of favor, to announce us and proclaim and give us good news. It is this hope that vivifies us. It is these hopes that make us happy. So it is the joy of certain hope, because we know Jesus will come at Christmas, and Jesus is that person that is coming to take us from the dungeon and from the onslaught of evil and place us in the light of joy. Number 2, it is also the joy of imminence, the joy of proximity, imminence. Be happy because the Lord is near. That's also what we find in the entrance antiphon. The Lord is near. It is just like the palpitating heart of a child whose father is around the corner, who has expected the father for long, and then he's told that the father is already around the corner. If we are not experiencing sincere joy about the imminence of the coming of Christ, then we need to do something about our life. It is only a child who is unfaithful, who is not in good terms with the father, that would shiver or have some dread at the coming of the Father. So if we are saying that Jesus is coming again with more force in the Christmas season, the imminence, the proximity that He is near and that He is somebody who can help us should elicit and provoke some sort of joy in us. So it is also the joy of imminence. It is also the joy of sharing and sacrifice. The joy of making impact in people's life. Advent is a time to make impact in people's life, to add joy to people's life. And it corresponds also, grosso modo, with the celebration of today in our diocese and even beyond our diocese, the Christmas for the poor. Sharing. Because there is an aspect of sharing. They often say it that the fragrance remains in the hand that gives the flower. One of the most important ways of remaining very joyful and happy is making impact in people.